Welcome into DRF Daily, DRF Sportsbooks betting live stream coming at you every single Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We're back for a Monday Madness doubleheader. 2 games on Monday Night Football tonight. Don't ask me why. Not entirely sure why we have 2 Monday Night Football games here tonight, but we do. Starting things off is the Bills-Titans. They're in Buffalo tonight, and Buffalo another double-digit favorite. Opened at -7.5. It's ballooned all the way up to -10. I don't think bettors are big on the Titans after they lost to the Giants last week. And then the nightcap, I'm not sure if you can entirely call it a nightcap as it kicks at 8:30, essentially the normal time of a Monday Night Football kick. That's going to be Vikings, Eagles, and that's going to be a really fun one to break down. But before we get into all of that, as always, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're on social media. We're right there with you at DRF Sportsbook. That's at DRF Sportsbook, breaking down all of our exclusive lines, line movements. We're handing out betting angles, betting trends to try and help you win. We want you to win, so follow us at DRF Sportsbook and get the information you need. So, without further ado, let's break down Titans-Bills. An absolutely interesting game, as the Titans were one of the best teams record-wise just a season ago. They opened up this season 0-1, a bad loss against the Giants, and they're taking on the favorite to win the Super Bowl, the MVP favorite to win at plus 700 in Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills. At -10, double digits. Yesterday, my strategy was to fade these huge dogs, right? I was all over the Seahawks at +10. I was on the Cardinals +5.5. Somehow, that was a complete luck of a win. The Raiders were the better team for 75% of that game. And I believe I was on the Bears +10 as well. I got burned with both of those picks where I was like, there's no way. These teams are closer than 10 points. And I'm kind of going to go against my thought process last week, and I'm going to be all over the Bills -10. That's right. I think in a primetime game, the Bills are going to show up and show out, much like they did on Thursday Night Football. This has been a very, very long week for the Bills, a de facto bye week. Played Thursday to open the season, didn't play this Sunday, playing Monday. A lot of extra rest. And with all that being said, our power line likes the Bills at -16. Our power line is all over the Bills to win, not only cover, but to win big. Now, our game simulators aren't as bullish on the Bills as our power line is. They think they win by 8. They think they win by 8 as well for both of our estimates. But our power line gives the edge, gives the gold star best bet pick to the Bills at -16. And I think that comes down to a few things. It's using some of the data from last season. It's using some of the data from last week. But the Bills just look like the better team compared to the Titans. And you also factor in some of our StatFox situational power trends. Going to read them out to you guys. Buffalo's 15-5 against the spread when the total is 42.5 to 49. You see it right down there. The total's 47.5. So in a medium scoring game, the Bills tend to do really well. And at 47.5, you might be thinking, how can the Bills build up a big enough lead? The Titans are going to score their points. I don't think the Titans are really going to score that many points tonight. I think the Bills' defense is pretty darn good. We saw that against the Rams. They're opportunistic. They're going to get to the quarterback. They're going to put a lot of pressure on the offensive line. So Bills -10, they'll be able to build up a lead and not let the Titans, score all that much. Buffalo's also 8-1 against the spread since 2022. Coming off a non-conference game, they're 20-7 against the spread when playing on turf since 2020. And Buffalo is 30-15 against the spread in home games after gaining 400 or more yards in their previous game. So Bills know how to string it together. I'm all over the Bills here. I think this is a prove-it game. This is an AFC team that was number one seed just a season ago. Somehow the Titans did it. I think the Bills have a little bit of something to prove. The Titans run through Derrick Henry, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of running room for Derrick Henry. And that brings us to our prop for tonight's game. It's going to be under yards for Derrick Henry. I think they're going to key in on him. There's not going to be a lot of running lanes. And I think the Titans are going to get down by a solid amount, maybe 10, 14 points early on in this one, forcing the Titans, which they don't do all that often, even when they are down, because Derrick Henry is their best offensive threat. But I think they're going to get down early, have to kind of abandon the run. He's not going to see 20, 25 touches. He might see 10 to 15. And because of that, I think we're not going to see a huge Derrick Henry game. Ryan Tannehill's pass props, I believe, are hovering around 211. Might take a flyer. I think over 211 is plus money. Might take a flyer on that one just because I think they're going to have to throw it a lot. But I mean, this Bills defense proved they were really good against the defending Super Bowl champions in week 1. I think they're going to prove again that they're a really solid team. Our power line likes this one more like minus 16. Give me the Bills minus 10, and I'm feeling really good about that one. Not going to touch the total. Not too big on that one. That one could go either way. I could see the Bills essentially scoring 35 points on their own, and then that kind of blows everything up. So give me Bills minus 10. I know I'm going with the public there. 76% of the public is on Buffalo, so I'm riding with the public on that one. And a lot of the money is on Buffalo as well, which is why we've seen that line go from minus 7.5 to minus 10. A lot of money, more so than just the public numbers. The money numbers and the sharp action is on Bills money, is on Bills points right now. So I'm going to follow the money. I'm going to follow the sharps. Bills minus 10. It's a little big, a little rich for my blood, but we're going to do it. So moving on from that game, it's time for Vikings-Eagles. This game is really interesting to me. I'm not high on the Eagles. Yeah, they can maybe make it out of the NFC, but I just, as the 1 seed, I should say, of course they're going to make it out of the NFC East. Not a good conference division at all. The NFC as a whole, not a good conference. But I just don't think Jalen Hurts is necessarily that dude. He's not him, right? Give me the Vikings plus 2.5, and I'm going to break it down a little bit as to why. Eagles struggled a bit against the Lions. Minnesota looked really good in week 1 against a Packers team that just beat up on the Bears, and I know that tends to do what the Packers do, which is lay an egg in week 1 and then go on to be the number 1 team in the NFC, but I don't think that was just a fluke. They had a couple busted coverages where Christian Watson of the Packers dropped a pass against the Eagles. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith are going to make you pay for that, but I think they're going to fix all of that. This Vikings defense is by no means bad. Justin Jefferson is that guy. Justin Jefferson will tear up this Eagles secondary. Adam Thielen is still there. KJ Osborne, a fantastic wide receiver 3. Kirk Cousins will get it done with Dalvin Cook in the backfield. Alexander Mattison. I mean, this Vikings offense is nothing to sneeze at. Neither is this Eagles offense. So the total at 50, that's going to be a fun one. I'd just play the over just to have some fun. It's come down a little bit. It's 49 now, but last time I checked it was 50. And I'm going Vikings plus 2.5 for a few reasons. I think the Vikings are the better team. I'm fading our power line. Our power line likes the Eagles minus 3. Our game estimates also like the Eagles to cover. The line's minus 2.5. Estimate number 2 likes Eagles to win by 3. Estimate number 1 likes the Eagles to win by 11 with the edge on the over. Look, I get that. I don't make a lot of money when I fade the data. But sometimes there's just something in the bettor's gut, right, that makes you believe, that makes you want to buy into the Vikings. And I think the Vikings, here's my hot take of DRF Daily today. I think the Vikings win the NFC North. I think they're the best team in the NFC North. I think they're a dark horse to get to the NFC Championship game, maybe even the Super Bowl. Maybe I'm way too high on the Vikings from week 1. That very well could be it, and this could blow up in my face entirely, but I'm not ready to go there yet. Vikings plus 2.5. I'm riding with just 17% of the public, but let me tell you this. The money's on the Vikings. The sharp money's on the Vikings. It opened at minus 3. Got all the way down to minus 1.5. It ballooned back up to minus 3 for a little bit. It settled at minus 2.5. But that means the money's on the Vikings. The sharp money's on the Vikings. The bettors who make their money betting, make their living betting, are on the Vikings. Give me Minnesota plus 2.5. I think they're going to game plan out A.J. Brown. They're going to force Jalen Hurts to go to his third option. Not sure if he can necessarily do that, right? I mean, maybe I'm way too low on the third-year quarterback of Jalen Hurts, but I'm all over Vikings plus 2.5. I think the Vikings win. Give me Vikings money line plus 122. Take a flyer on that. And also I'm going This kind of goes against exactly what I said, but it also kind of beefs up what I said. I'm going Justin Jefferson under receiving yards. We've heard all week how good Justin Jefferson is, right? He's that guy. He's favorite to win Offensive Player of the Year. He's the best wide receiver in the league. The Eagles have heard that. The Eagles aren't in their own echo chamber talking about how great they are, listening to all that noise. No, they've heard that. They're going to game plan for Justin Jefferson. He might only get 4 catches. I mean, we saw what happened with Davante Adams against a bad Cardinals defense. I was on Davante Adams over receiving yards. He had 141 in week 1. He only had 12 yesterday. It was not a good day for that player prop. And that's why I'm on Justin Jefferson. I learned from my mistakes. I should say that. I learned from my mistakes. I don't make the same mistake twice in back-to-back days. I might make the same mistake twice over the course of the season, but not in back-to-back days. So because of that, I'm on Bills -10. I'm also on under Justin Jefferson receiving yards. I think Adam Thielen will have a good game. I think KJ Osborne will have a good game. And I think they might feed the rock to Dalvin Cook a little bit more, and he'll have himself a good game. So give me Vikings +2.5 on the road in Philly. And all of a sudden, we're looking at a 2-0 Vikings team who has a solid hold on the NFC North, albeit way too early to actually say that. But I'm feeling confident in that pick. So, a friendly reminder, you can find all of this data. All of it is free. All of this Monday Night Madness action, all of the data is free on drf.com/sports. drf.com/sports. Click Game of the Day. You'll get all of the Game of the Day action. You'll also see that Minnesota Eagles are free, Titans Bills free, and we have so many free games of the day coming at you, whether it's MLB, college football, or NFL. So check that out at drf.com/sports. You can subscribe and you can get even more data, even more betting angles, Fox sheets, power trends, everything like that. If you subscribe for free, get our newsletter. It's hitting your inbox every single Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Do all of that at drf.com/sports. Now, to wrap things up, we're going to hit you with our best bets recap, including our 2 picks against the spread and our 2 player prop picks. You ready for this? Here we go. Boom. Up on the screen now. We're on Bills -10 against the Titans. Our power line likes this one all the way up to -16. Line open at -7.5. The public's on the Bills. The money's on the Bills. Give me Bills -10. I'm not doing the same thing I did yesterday. Give me Vikings +2.5 against the Eagles. I'd even go Vikings money line at +120, but I won't be that crazy here on this Monday of Madness as we have 4 bets out. Vikings +2.5, though. I think they're the better team. Look, I think Kirk Cousins can win you some games. I think Jalen Hurts can win you some games. But in this scenario, Vikings have more weapons. I think the Vikings have the slightly better defense. So give me Vikings +2.5. And I think the talk tomorrow and for the rest of the week is, are the Vikings legit? This might be a preview of an NFC playoff game. Under 87.5 rush yards for Derrick Henry in that Titans game. I think the Bills get up big fairly early, and because of that, they have to abandon the run. And so I don't think Derrick Henry will see the ball enough to eclipse 88 rush yards today. And under 94.5 pass yards for Justin Jefferson. He's coming off of one of his best career games. We've been talking all week about how he could be the best wide receiver in the NFL. And the Eagles heard that. They're going to shut him down. And I mean, it's not like the Vikings have a lack of great wide receiving talent and a lack of great skill position players. Justin Jefferson may get his. He may get 85 yards. He may come close to that 94.5 yard mark. I just don't think he's going to pass it. So for Jack Fitzpatrick, that's myself. Thank you so much for tuning in to DRF Daily, DRF Sportsbooks betting live stream coming at you every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We'll be back Thursday, same time, same place. We hope to see you there. And in the meantime, check us out, drf.com/sports. And in the meantime, check us out online or on our app if you're in Iowa, ia.drf.com, or just search DRF Sportsbook in whatever app store you have and get betting, be profitable, use our data, and get some big time wins. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your Monday. I can't wait for this doubleheader. See ya.